Welcome dear students, we are on the CEC Gurukul lecture. In today's lecture, we are discussing regarding the integrated circuits. What are the integrated circuits? Where we assemble or interconnect the micro level electronic components on a single platform. Or that is also called a chip, that is a microchip. So integrated circuit nowadays used in many electronic components, and it is having the many applications, and on the basis of applications the ICs classified into three types. First is the analog integrated circuit, second is the digital integrated circuit, and third is the mixed integrated circuit. We discuss one by one. First is the digital integrated circuit, where the integrated circuit that operates only a few defined levels instead of operating overall levels of the signal amplitude, that are the digital ICs. And these digital ICs are designed by using the multiple number of the digital logic gates and the multiplexers. So, and these flip-flops and the other electronic components of the circuits, these logic gates works with the binary input like binary input data or the digital input data, that is 0 and 1. So, it works on the low or the high, 0 for the low and 1 for the high. And basic step, the first is the system specification. After that, the chip designing has been done. First the system specification has been done, then architectural design prepare, then fundamental design and the logic design done. After that the circuit designing done, then the physical implementation of the circuit design done, physical verification and the sign off has been done, then the fabrication of the chip has been done. After that the last product, that is the microchip or the chip or the integrated circuit in a one box. So this is the digital chip, and they are the basic steps for the digital integrated circuit. And these digital integrated circuits are frequently used in the computer, microprocessor, digital signal processor, computer network and the frequency counter. These are these digital integrated circuit programmable ICs also there, and memory chips, logic ICs, power management IC and interface ICs. Different type of digital ICs are there, and they are interconnected to each other. So next is the analog integrated circuit. What are the integrated circuit that operates over a continuous range of the signal and are called the analog circuit? And these analog subdivided into the linear integrated circuit or the radio frequency integrated circuit. So analog integrated circuit divided into further into two parts: integrated circuit, linear integrated, and second is a radio frequency integrated circuit. And in fact the relationship between the voltage and current may be non-linear in some cases over a long range of the continuous analog system. So the frequency used analog ICs, as you on the screen, these are the analog integrated circuit. The frequently used analog IC is an operational amplifier, or the simply called a op-amp, similar to the different amplifier but processes a very high voltage gain we can have in these analog circuits. So it consists of very less number of the transistor compared to the digital IC, and developing analog application specific integrated circuit like analog ASICs and computerized simulation tools are used for development of this analog IC. And what are the linear integrated IC? That is a part of this analog ICs. And analog integrated circuit, if a linear relation among the voltage and as well as the current exists, then it is known as the linear IC. So the best example of these linear ICs are 741 IC, which is a 8-pin DIP dual inline package or op-amp, and we always or most of the time we use in the laboratory this type of ICs. And second analog IC is the radio frequency integrated circuit. So in analog IC, a non-linear relation among the voltage and the current exists. That's why It contains both the integrated circuit having the linear as well as the non-linear relations. So non-linear exists, then it is called the radio frequency IC. This kind of IC is also known as a radio frequency integrated circuit. Next, third type is the mixed integrated circuit. What are the mixed integrated circuit? As the name suggests, on the single chip we can have the combination of the analog as well as the digital ICs. So it is called the mixed IC. The integrated circuit that are obtained by the combination of the analog and the digital ICs on a single chip, that is the mixed integrated circuit. And these ICs function as a digital to the analog converter and analog to the digital converter, and the clock timing ICs. So mixed type of integrated circuit convert the digital to analog converter and the analog to digital converter. The circuit depicted in the above figure, and the next figure example of the mixed integrated circuit, which is the photograph of the 8 to 18 gigahertz self-heating. This you see on the screen, that is a mixed type of ICs where the digital as well as the analog ICs are used. This mixed signal system on a chip is a result of the advances in the integration technology, and that enables to the integration of the digital, multiple analog and the RF functions on a single chip. Now the general type of integrated circuits, which includes the following. Apart from these type, there are the other general type of the integrated circuit, in which first is the logic circuit. You all have seen in your laboratories that work on the 0 and 1 input and output. The IC is designed using the logic gates that works binary input and output 0 and 1. These are mostly used in the decision makers. And on the basis of the truth table, we define the logic gates. All the logic gates connected to the IC give a output based on the circuit connected inside the ICs, such that this output is used for the performing a specific intended task. Like a few logic ICs are shown here. You see here, these are the logic ICs which are used for the particular output, and it depends upon the requirement. Now the second is the comparators. The comparators ICs are used as a comparators for a comparing the input and output, then to produce an output based upon the IC comparison. In the previous one logic, we give the input and output. Here it compare the input. It compare the input and then produce the output. That is the IC's comparison. These ICs do the comparison between the numbers. So this is other type of ICs. Next ICs is the switching IC. What is the switching IC? Designed for using the transistors and are used for performing the switching operations, and where we use to switch the devices, there we use this switching ICs. The above figure example of showing the this SPDT IC switching devices. Next is a audio amplifier. As the name suggests, that IC used in the audio systems and for the amplification of the audio. The audio amplifier are one of the many types of the ICs which are used for the amplification of the audio. Then these are generally used for audio speakers, television circuits and so on. The above circuit shows the low voltage audio amplification amplifier IC. CMOS integrated circuit. The CMOS integrated circuit are extremely used in the different applications as compared to the FET because of their capabilities like lower threshold voltage and low power consumption. These CMOS ICs includes PMOS and NMOS devices which are fabricated jointly on a similar chip. So the structure of these ICs is a polysilicon gate that aids to decrease the device's threshold voltage, therefore allowing the process of the low voltage level. Next ICs are the voltage regulator ICs that provides a stable DC output in spite of the changing DC's input. Means this kind of integrated circuit provides a stable DC output despite changes within the DC input. If the DC input changes, still the stable output get by using this voltage regulator ICs. The commonly used type of regulators are LM309, U8723, LM105 and 78 XS ICs. Next is the operational amplifiers. The operational amplifiers are frequency used ICs similar to the audio amplifiers, which are used for the audio amplification. These are also known as the op-amp. Op-amp are used for amplification purposes, and the ICs work similar to the transistor amplifier circuits. The pin configuration of this is the 741 op-amp ICs. This is the op-amp IC 741, and we can get the offset null here to giving the input. Next is the timer ICs. Timer are a specially purpose integrated circuit used for the purpose of counting and keep the track of the time in intended application. And that integrated circuit is of the LM55555, which is called the LM555 timer ICs. Based on the number of the components, typically based upon the number of the transistor used, and it is follows. This is the LM555 timer, which is having a ground, trigger, discharge, output. All the parts are here. Threshold, reset, control voltage. This is the LM555 timer. It is having a function. The small scale integration, it consists of a few transistors, 10 of transistors in a single chip, and displayed a circuit rule in early aerospace projects. Medium scale integration consists of the hundreds of transistors on the IC chip, and that is developed in 1960 and achieved the better economy and advantages compared to the SIA chip. Large scale integration consists of the thousands of transistors on a chip with almost the same economy as a medium scale integration chip. The cost is same as compared to the medium scale. The first microprocessor, calculator chip, and the RAM of the 1 kilobit byte developed in 1970 at below for 4,000 transistors. Very large scale integration consists of transistors from the 100 to several billions in the number, and that is developed in the 1982-2009. Ultra large scale integration, which consists of the excess of more than 1 million, and the later wafer scale integration system, a chip and a three-dimensional integrated circuit were developed, that under the ultra large scale integration. All these can be treated as a generation of the integrated technology. IC is also classified based upon their fabrication process and packaging technology. So there are numerous type of IC, and IC function, timer, counter. IC functions as a counter, timer, registers, amplifier, oscillator, logic gates, adders, multiprocessor, and so on. So basically these ICs are in that applications. Types of IC packages, there are two types of categorized into two types. Number one is the through hole mount, and second is the surface mount packaging. What is through hole mount packaging? Where it is designing of these can be done where the lead pins are fixed through one face of the board or on the molders on the other side. As compared with the other type, the size of these packages are bigger. These are mainly utilized in the electronic devices to balance the board space as well as the cost limits, and that is used in the PCB board designing. So the best example of the through hole mount packages are the dual inline packages, because these are the most significant used ones, and these packages are available in the two type, means the ceramic and the plastic. And the different type of IC mounts packages are PDPI, DIP, ZIP, and so on. These are the basically these are the through hole mounted packaging. And the second is the surface mount packaging. That is the packaging mainly follows from the mounting technology, otherwise locating the components straight on the PCB. Even though this type of fabrication method will help in the things rapidly and also improve the chances of the fault due to the tiny components, and they are arranged very close to the each other, and by using this the integrated circuit can be designed in a proper manner. This kind of packaging use the plastic, ceramic molding and different kinds of surface mounted packaging that employ the plastic molds and small outline L-leaded packages, and the example of these packages are SO2 23, SOT223, STO252 and so on. What are the advantages of the integrated circuit? They are as we know that integrated circuit are used in all the electronic gadgets. So it is used in a large scale. First advantage of the integrated circuit is the power consumption is very low in the integrated circuit, and it works properly at the low power due to the small size and is the construction. Second is the size is compact, as we can fit in the smaller to smaller devices. A small circuit using ICs can be obtained for a given functionality as compared with the discrete circuits. Moreover, its cost is very low as compared to the discrete circuits. Integrated circuits are available in the lowest cost due to their fabrication technology as well as uses of the low material. Other is the less weight. The circuit which use integrated circuits and less weight as compared to the discrete circuits. Operating speed is improved in comparison to the integrated circuit, and it works at a very high speed due to their switching speed as well as due to low power consumption. High reliability. Once the circuit uses low connections, then integrated circuit will provide the high reliability as compared with the digital circuit. The size of IC is small, but thousands of components can be fabricated on the single chips. By using a single chip, different complex electronic circuits are designed. Because of the bulk production, these are available at very low cost. Operating speed is high because of lack of the plastic. Because of the it is also packed in a plastic, and damaging is very less, and operating speed is very high because of the lack of the parasitic capacitance effect from the mother circuit. It can be changed easily. Moreover, integrated circuit, the transformer as well as the inductors cannot be incorporated. There are the many disadvantages of the ICs. Like first disadvantage is that different types of the integrated circuit include the following. First is the heat cannot be dissipated at the necessary rate due to its small size, and overflow of the current can cause the IC damage. Moreover, the integrated circuits, the transformers as well as the inductors cannot be incorporated afterwards. It handles limited range of the power. Assembly high grade PNP is not achievable. Moreover, a low temperature coefficients cannot be achieved. Power dissipation range is up to the 10 watt. High voltage and low noise operation cannot be done. Integrated technology. The IC mean that how much its size and how many transistors integrated with each other to form a single chip. There are the many type of IC technology, like IC type, transistor number, we can hear application, how many scale are integrated. First is the small scale integrated SSI, that is the small scale integration where we use 1 to 100 logic gates, and examples are op-amp, flip-flops. Medium scale integration MSI, where we use the 100 to 100 counters, 100 to 1000 and 1000, that applications are counters, mux, MUX, adders, 4-bit. And next is a large scale integration, that is LSI, where we use the 1000 to 10,000 8-bit ROM RAM that will be used. Very large scale integration where we use 10K to 1 million, and that is a 1632-bit CMOS that will be used in ultra large scale integration where we use 1 million to the 10 million. Pentium processor nowadays is used. Joint large scale integration where we use more than 10 millions. we develop the embedded systems on the chip. Thank you very much.